What's up, you guys? My name is Hutch, and I make videos and put them on the internet. If the doorbell rings, I'm going to ignore it. That's my boundary that I'm setting right now. The neighbors right next to me, they have some kids, and they're really funny and adorable. But they have rung on my doorbell 3 times in a row. This kid's like 4 years old, maybe, and he asked me if I have a lighter. And that's a tricky spot to be in. Because part of me is just like, yeah, I got a lighter in the other room, you know? That's just like my natural response. If someone asks for a lighter and I have a lighter, I want to give it to them. But then my rational side kicks in and says, giving a 4-year-old a lighter, I'm not into that. I don't think that's the best of ideas. Anyways, they asked for a lighter first, and then they wanted to pet the dog. And I told them maybe it's better to come back tomorrow to see if he can pet the dog. But secretly, I don't want him to pet the dog because Charles... He won't bite you. I mean, he will bite you if you try and pick him up. He's a tiny dog. He's a little Chihuahua, short-haired mixed. And I swear to God, he's mixed with like a wolf or a fox or something because he's got these huge long legs. But I don't want the dog biting him, and I think he might do that. And so that's what I said. I said maybe it's better to come back tomorrow. Anyways, that's a long intro about nothing. But apparently, some of you guys like that. Some of you guys asked me just bullshit. And I feel dirty for doing that because, like, I mean, feels like it's you know, like low effort. Anyways, I'm playing free for all on Warhawk. I'm using the Remington with a silencer, rocking the specialist package. I think my starting setup is Dead Silence, Amplify, Quick Draw. No, not Quick Draw. Stalker, Sleight of Hand, maybe Focus, maybe Marathon. It's probably Focus, and What I'll say about the gameplay real quick, if I may, is that free-for-alls in this game, more than any other game type, have the most infuriating spawns. But what I figured out is that it really kind of levels out after like the first 5 or 6 kills. So just a heads up, I don't think you saw me do it in this video because I spawned in a spot where my intuition kicked in and I knew that there wasn't going to be too many people spawning around me. They usually spawn like on the edges of the map, like on the I'd call this the bottom, and if you go straight forward to the top of the map, that would be the top. They usually spawn like right there no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're in front of the guy, if he spawns in front of you. But the spawns can be really infuriating to start off with. And I think I said it already, but especially on this map in particular, the spawns just seem outrageous sometimes, but it does get better as the game progresses and people get kills. It seems to even out. So if I had one bit of advice, sorry, I didn't mean to tap the mic there. If I had one bit of advice, if you guys are looking for any advice, it's like really play very careful and conservative because a guy might just appear right in front of you during the beginning of the map. And I'm using the Remington, and I've discovered that like on each map, there's certain areas of the map that I favor and I try to lock down as mine. I think this one's the best one for free-for-all, and especially this building because there's only 2 entries into this building. And it seems like every other spot on every other map in this game, there's like 5 lines of sight on you no matter how much cover you think you might have. You just don't. And this is one of those rare spots on the maps in this game where there's actually not a whole lot of ways that they can get to you. There's only the stairway or the stairwell in the back, and then this stairway here, this wooden stairway. But before this video wraps up, what I want to say is that I'm really happy to see that so many of you guys like when you do YouTube full time and it's your livelihood, there's something about it that's different from if you're just doing it for fun purely. I think it's important to still have fun. I think no matter what, efforts should always be made to maintain that organic feeling of like I am having fun and to not have it be forced and to not have it be fake. That being said, sometimes it can be hard to do that. And right now, this is the time of year where I tweak. I'm just in tweak mode. With this particular game right now, and then when Titanfall comes out, good God, I am going to tweak hard on that game. But I'm not really playing too much Gary's Mod, not really playing too much Trials, not really playing too much of anything right now. I'm just full on tweak mode. And that's very different from the content that you guys have seen in the last 3-4 months, 5 months, 6 months, who knows. You've been seeing a lot of chess, you've been seeing a lot of party games like Gary's Mod, games like Trials, games that are just like full-on shenanigans, not really doing the try-hard thing. And I watched Nanner's video on Ghost, and he talked about how his idea of fun and how he enjoys video games has changed over time. And I totally understand that. For him, it's more about not so much being try-hard, although that guy is just, although Nanner's is just like excels at whatever he wants to excel at, so I'm not really sure that he has too much to worry about in respects to like his skills waning over time. But I really empathize with that. But for me, it kind of like goes back and forth throughout the years. So like there's some parts. Oh man, I got killed by a fucking dog less than a second after I get a KEM strike. I was laughing pretty heartily to myself right there. But anyways, that's my long-winded way of saying that it's it can be scary to just really change up the formula of a channel, especially one that's grown to the size that this one has, and 830,000 at this point. I know a lot of people have already reached that million landmark, but 800,000 is still a huge number to me, and it's very, very humbling. But I'm happy to see that you guys are still enjoying content like this. That's the button at the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and happy Thanksgiving. Bye.